right, divisional playoff weekend. And sorry, I just got in from blowing the snow outside. We got about a foot of snow here in central New York. I didn't even have time to take off the ski goggles. Give me a second here, Boyd Green. Let me just, baby. It was something out there. I know, you get some guy to shovel your snow. I have to go out and actually do this myself. So let me switch to regular Giants attire.
Oh, okay. There you go.
Right, I am back. NFL picks, divisional round style. I am rocking and rolling and ready to go off a very good weekend in a super wild card weekend. So playoffs have been my nemesis. They were not, at least in week one this year. Boyd Green, how are you today?
I'm not too shabby. Again, congratulations. I assume that wasn't for the snow that was blocking out all the lights that are in New York for John Harbaugh. I assume that's what you were wearing all the gear for out there. The celebration, they wear those in the locker room where they're popping the bubbly, when they're winning random baseball playoff games and not the World Series. Yeah. That's what I assumed was happening. But whatever your story is, pal. Sure.
All right, well, there you go. Well, you can have the honor of bringing along our third.
Thank you. Well, I appreciate that. Yeah, because I don't want to go third wheel. We've used that terminology before. How about this? This is an NFL insider extraordinary. He graces us with his presence every friggin' week. Between the hash marks, his NFL Substack, which is one of the fastest growing, developing, exploding Substack on this side of the friggin' universe. I need those goggles over here for the bright lights. That is none other than Matt Lombardo. We are
Penn State. Matt Campbell era has begun.
Ski cap. Why not go goggles? I mean, I think he'd look good.
Yeah, it would be a nice.
Yeah, I've been under the weather all week, and I went through this very brutal ordeal last night. Have either of you guys ever had the urge to sneeze but been unable to sneeze?
Yeah.
I suffered through that. Yeah, that went on for like 2.5 hours last night. I get out of the shower this morning, 2 big sneezes, and it's like I feel 1,000 times better. So we are back rocking and rolling for the pick segment today.
I've had that for like a minute or two, but not for 2.5 hours. Wow.
Yeah. Dude, I tried everything. I was like rubbing my nostrils. I was staring at the light, giving myself a migraine. I was trying to pluck a nose hair. Like, we did everything. We just couldn't get the sneeze to happen. But this morning, we woke the neighborhood with 2 sneezes.
I see. Yeah, because that is my thing.
Pound the water.
Yeah. With Manchild, a very short period of time, I'm going, hey, yeah, and then, but not that length of time. So that's got to be a world record. I'd submit that to Ripley's if you haven't already. Boys, we got to get to the standings, and thankfully, we don't have to talk about the regular season standings anymore. There's no more video presentations. But oh, how the mighty have fallen! The higher you climb, the faller you fall.
Or you fall.
I don't know. Anywho, with all that being said, let's go to the standings. And remember, a few times, boys, we put our arms in the middle and we said the boys are back in town, and Lizzie was lightly playing in the background. 5-1, 5-1, 5-1.
Wow, all 3 of us. That's the way to take it, fellas. Yes. Fantastic.
There you go, baby. First place all over the place.
Turn Ed. What?
Yeah.
1-5. Whoa, he's mailing it in the playoffs. Mailing it in.
It looks like it. So let's
try to get too cute in the playoffs, and that's what happens, man.
But look at how the standings stack. It's Boyd Green up top. It's Matt Lombardo. And then Manchild in third.
It's all 3 of us up top.
I don't know. It's hard to discern. Fans, mediocre, but second place. All right, there you go. 3-3. Joe Bartle 2-4, but PFF and intern Ed 1-5. And here's the problem. As we spoiler alert, folks, as we progress through this process, less playoff games are available. So unless we go all Pro Bowl mini games on you, you're going to run out of time, pal. So that's where we are with the overall standings.
And as I mentioned, by the way, and it is, I told you I would kick myself if it backfired. I just should have gone with my gut and stuck with Carolina. If I had done that, 6-0, and I would have been atop of. That's the only game I lost is that darn Rams-Carolina 10.5-point debacle where I let Vegas invade my thought process. I love Carolina. I should have just taken them, should have stuck with my gut.
And let me just say this. If I would have picked Buffalo, I would have been 6-0. So, geez, why didn't I do it? I don't know.
You weren't hemming and hawing over Buffalo. I was visibly.
What difference does that make? Whether you
I
are
will say-
lying or not.
It makes a difference.
Go ahead, Matt.
I'm proud of myself for picking the Niners against the spread. I just wish that I would have had the stones to stick by my convictions and pick the Niners on TV in Philadelphia last Friday, because everybody, one of the co-hosts said this was going to be an easy double-digit win. The other one is talking about, would we rather go to Chicago or would we rather go to LA? And I'm sitting there like, guys, curb your enthusiasm just a little bit here. This is a good Niners team. It's a really good offense. The Eagles' offense only plays for like half a game. I just wish I would have had the same convictions on television that I did here with you fellas last Friday.
It's good to be right, Matt. It's always good to be right. We love it. All right, let's get to the games. It is divisional weekend, and here we go. We will start in the Mile High City. The Denver Broncos, who had the week off and an extra bunch of days to prepare, taking on the Buffalo Bills, who gutted one out. Buffalo back on the road. They got their first ever road playoff victory last week, but now
wait.
in the Josh Allen era.
Not their first ever road
Josh
playoff
Allen era.
victory.
Okay. So what? Let's blow it up. Make it sound
Their
like
first one since 1992.
All right,
So
thank
it's it's been a long time, but not ever.
in the Josh Allen eras. I'll put it.
I see.
All right. So Buffalo originally, and this was interesting. We were talking about it earlier on our shows, Matt. Buffalo opened as a 1.5-point favorite. Of course, it has flipped, rightly so. The game is in Denver. Denver is the number 1 seed, but this is a 1 and a 6. It's usually not a 1.5. It makes this one very, very interesting. I think if you're picking Buffalo, you're believing Buffalo wins. I think if you're picking Denver, you're believing Denver's going to win. So let's get down to it. Brass tacks. Boy Green, let's start with the experts on this one.
Joe Bartle, Buffalo. Dalton Wasserman, Buffalo. Intern Ed, Buffalo. Manchop?
Wow. Well, I'm a man of my convictions on this one. This one I'm not waffling on. I have the Bills going to the Super Bowl. I had them winning that first Josh Allen road playoff game last week. They got it done. I know they're really banged up. I know there is a lot to be concerned about if you're a Buffalo Bills fan. But I just believe in the will of this team. I believe in their coaching staff, and most importantly, I believe in their quarterback. He's the best in the business right now that's in this playoffs. I'm going with the best quarterback in football. I'm taking Josh Allen. Maybe the 1.5. I love it too. Maybe they only lose by 1 and I somehow squeak it out. But I want them to win. I think they're going to win. I think they're knocking off the number 1 seed who's been sitting around collecting dust. So Buffalo Bills for me, easy pick.
Matt?
I'm having flashbacks to Friday night on Fox and Philly. What is happening here? It's the number 1 seed in the AFC. It's one of the most difficult home field advantages in football because of Mile High. It's a defense that had the most sacks in the NFL against an offensive line in Buffalo that allowed 40 sacks. I wrote on Between the Hash Marks a key matchup for every game this weekend. I think the matchup between the Broncos front 7, the Bills offensive line, and Josh Allen is the most compelling matchup of this entire weekend. And I think that the Broncos get it done. They're well rested. You look at the beating that Josh Allen took outside the pocket last week in Jacksonville. He's banged up because of it. I love the Broncos here. I think it's at least a field goal, maybe more than that. Give me Denver, and do I get to howl?
Before Boy Green makes that pick and howls, I will say this, Matt. Did you watch the playoff game last year? Well, that defense was similar per people. I know they've changed a little bit, but you watched that game last year. It was kind of a Buffalo shellacking of the Denver Broncos.
It was Bo Nix's postseason debut. It was in Orchard Park.
So he's a veteran now after getting shellacked last year. He'll be back and be the vet this year. Go ahead, Boy Green. Make the pick. Is he going to howl, or you on with Denver?
No, he's not going to get to howl unless there's some weird double look-back howl, because you people are nuts. This is the number 1 seed of the AFC. They're coming off a bye. The disrespect that they started the week as an underdog, as the number 1 seed. How disrespectful. And you know what? I'm just going to make this pick very simple, Lurch. Which quarterback is better? Which quarterback do I believe in more? It's Bo Nix, baby, because I believe. I'm taking Denver.
Bo-leaving. Yeah. I'll believe and he's going to throw 3 picks. That's what I'm believing in. All right, let's go head on up to Seattle. Another West Coast tilt here on a Saturday. And the Seahawks, the number 1 seed, taking on their 6th seed here in San Francisco. These are both 1-6 matchups, which is fascinating. The 49ers, as we know, the big upset against Philly, knocked them out. Not surprised by that at all. I was all over the Niners. Now you get 7 points if you want to get on the Niners here in Seattle against Seattle, very rested and ready to go, and that always a difficult building to play in. Matt, why don't you take this one first?
Yeah, I just love what Kyle Shanahan did last week. I mean, you lose George Kittle, you don't have Ricky Pearsall. Brandon Ayuk went out for a smoke and never came back. I mean, like, they're down all over the place in terms of weapons and star players, and the offense just figures out a way. And now you're getting points against Sam Darnold, who isn't 100% with that oblique injury, who has a history of big game meltdowns. Credit to him, got them the number 1 seed. I like San Francisco getting 7. I think they might win the game outright, but if I'm getting 7 points, give me San Francisco.
Frisco. Boy Green, experts next. What do they say?
Joe Bartle, San Francisco. Dalton Wasserman, San Francisco. Intern Ed, San Francisco. Lurch, would you like
Well. How fascinating this one is. All cards on the table.
Sure.
This game to me is the hardest one to pick of the 4 for me. The spread is very enticing with San Francisco, and I have been very vocal that I think Sam Darnold, the guy that seems to be showing up in big games, is going to show up, or not show up is really the word, and make mistakes and not do things. I am very, very torn on this one because that Seattle defense is really a piece of work. They are among the best. Left in the playoffs. They really have been getting it done in big moments. And so my gut tells me Seattle is going to win this game. Seattle goes down, in my opinion, next week when they hopefully get the Rams. But, I'm a little tepid. Frisco is so banged up. That Kittle thing is a big loss. Do I trust him in that noisy building? I hate laying the 7. I really, really hate laying the 7. So I won't. I'm going to take the San Francisco 49ers in the 7. After all that hemming and hawing, I'm going to stick to my guns that Darnold doesn't get it done by more than 7. The defense wins them the game, but doesn't win them against the spread. I'm taking San Fran plus 7.
Interesting.
All right, Boy Green. You can howl if you want, my friend. You're Mr. Sam Darnold. Let's see you step up to the plate here.
Matt did mention that Sam Darnold felt something in practice late this week. There's an injury. But here's the good news. He's not going to have to play the whole game anyway because the backups are going to be coming in to wrap this one up. Seattle to the NFC Championship game. Ow! Different fun. You guys again going against the number 1 seed. Unbelievable. Give me Hawks.
I am shocked that we get a lone wolf on that game and he gets it on the number 1 seed. And the biggest spread of the weekend, 7 points. Wow, that is shocking to me. I was really torn on this one. I just can't go over there, even though I just can't go over there. I've been too anti-Sam Darnold to live with myself, even if I got to win. So, all right, everybody on Frisco except for Boy Green, he's got Seattle on a lone wolf. Could be a big pivotal one here in deciding who wins this thing when we get to the end of the road. All right, up next we go to the Sunday games and the early, meaning 3. Yes, that's true. We're halfway through. Let's do what we should do. Let's take a break. And when we return, we will talk about the Sunday games. New England hosting the very tough defense of the Houston Texans, and the Rams on the road for the Chicago Bears. Boy Green's favorite team to pick. Will he take the comeback kids again? Today's broadcast brought to you by our friends at Box Drop and Bayberry Automotive. We'll step aside, be right back. Stick around.
Integrity is a word that some people just throw around in life. But at Bayberry Automotive, integrity is everything. Integrity of their mechanics, who are all experienced and certified. Integrity in the work they perform, with nothing but 5-star reviews from satisfied customers on Google. Integrity that goes along with family. A family-run business that treats you like one of their own. Integrity in everything. Bayberry Automotive. BayberryAutomotive.com.
Located on Route 57 across from Bayberry Plaza, the premier choice for auto repair in Liverpool.
Considering that we sleep nearly 1/3 of our lives, buying the right mattress is essential. At Box Drop Syracuse Mattress and Sofa Outlet, you'll get a unique experience, one that saves you 30 to 70% off retail prices on top-of-the-line mattresses like Sapphire Sleep. At Box Drop, you'll schedule a mattress fitting appointment and get one-on-one service directly with Paul, the owner. No middleman. Family-owned, huge savings, no-pressure sales designed to save you time and money. And now Box Drop Syracuse has sectional sofas and love seats as well, with prices designed to fit your budget. Box Drop Syracuse mattress and sofas. Set up your appointment today at boxdropsyracuse.com.
All right, we are back. NFL picks strike up the autumn wind, and we move to our Sunday games, gentlemen. As I mentioned, New England, number 2 seed, going to get another game at home. 3-point favorites over the very difficult Houston Texans. Texans are going to cause a lot of problems with that defense. Certainly looked very dominant against old man Rodgers and Pittsburgh, knocked them out of the playoffs again. So here we go. It's Houston on the road and getting 3 delectable points if you like them. Boy Green, you haven't picked first yet. You pick first on this one. Go ahead.
Thanks for noticing that. All right, let me get right into it here. This was difficult for me because I hate the Patriots' guts with every fiber of my being. So I thought nothing more than for them to burn in hell. But I it's the same analysis I had for the Monday Night Football game. I trust the Texans defense. They're awesome. The offense is wildly inconsistent. We totally saw that against the old man Rodgers and the Steelers. Unfortunately, I got to call it how I see it. Because I don't give predictions, I give spoiler alerts on the show, and I hope I'm wrong. I'm going New England. Yeah.
Matt Lombardo, what say you?
Yeah, the Houston Texans defense outscored the Steelers total 14-6 on Monday night. I mean, this is a dominant defense that's swarming to the football. Danielle Hunter and Will Anderson Jr. might be the best duo of pass rushers in the sport. As an NFL scout texted me on Monday night during that game, they have a collection of playmakers at all 3 levels of that defense. But it's not just a defense. They found Woody Marks. Woody Marks was an explosive run factory. He shortens the game. That's the kind of thing you lean into in the postseason. Swarm the quarterback on defense. Run the ball down their throats on offense. I think the Texans have a chance to go to the Super Bowl. I love them in this game. I think they pull off the upset.
I hope you're right. Going with Houston. There are 3 teams still left in the playoffs right now that I don't think are going to make it to the finish line. And I've been saying it all along. I don't like Sam Darnold quarterbacking that Seattle team.
Actually, I'd like to step in here. I'd like to step in here. I'm going to go out on a limb here. I believe there are going to be 4 teams that are remaining that are not going to make it to the finish line.
All right. I understand what you're saying.
As a matter of fact, I might even go to 6. I think there's 6 of the 8 that are not going to make it to the finish line.
I'm talking about make it to the Super Bowl. And I'm talking about who I think.
I agree. 6 of the 8, not going to make it. Yeah.
Are you ready to name the teams like I am or no?
No, I'm not sure which ones. I just know 6 of the 8 are not going to make it.
So I don't believe Seattle's going to make it to the end of the road. I don't believe Denver's going to make it to the end of the road. I don't think New England's going to make it to the end of the road. They're all quality teams. They've been terrific during the regular season. I think they get exposed in the playoffs. I don't know if I'm going to go 3 for 3, but I've been feeling that the whole way leading up to the playoffs as the seedings were setting up and so on and so forth. So this is an easy pick for me. I mean, I was waiting for the moment where New England plays somebody that I think can take them out. And I think this Houston defense can take them out. I don't think C.J. Stroud is going to play as poorly as he played last week. They won in spite of Stroud. He's kind of due for a good game. I like his chances of having a good game. So I'm going to take Houston in that defense and believe that C.J. Stroud is going to cut down on the turnovers, and that's how Houston wins this game. I love the 3 points. I'm with Matt. I've got Houston.
All right, let's go to the experts. Joe Bartle, Patriots. Dalton Wasserman, Patriots. Intern Ed, Patriots.
All right, one last game to pick. It'll be the final one. It'll be a late one. And, man, the weather reports are in on this one. It's in Chicago, and it could be among the coldest games ever played in the playoffs. Certainly, like in the top 10, it's supposed to be around 0 degrees.
Nice.
And you throw in the wind chill and the wind and everything else that's going on in Chicago. Always a tough place to play. And the, typically warm-climated L.A. Rams are going to have to go into Chicago and get this job done. The Rams are 3.5-point favorites over the Bears. I'll take this one first. It's been obvious. I have the Rams going to the Super Bowl. I still believe in them. I didn't love the way they played against Carolina last week, in all honesty. I'm a little bit concerned about Matt Stafford's pinky and how that's going to affect him throwing the ball. I'm even more concerned now that it's going to be freezing ice cold for the old man to have to roll it out there. But I'm going to stick with Sean McVay. I'm going to stick with the tried and true. Chicago's been a great story. I think the story comes to a close here in Chicago in the divisional weekend. I'm going with the Rams. I'll give the 3.5. Matt, why don't you go next?
That weather's going to be outrageous. It's something like 2 degrees real feel. So I don't know how teams fare when the temperature is lower than the point spread. I don't know how many times it's happened. I can't imagine that warm weather teams do all that well. And here's the thing. The Bears don't just live in that environment. They get to walk outside and practice in it this week. The Rams can't simulate that in Southern California. That's a huge edge, and I don't even think that the Bears need it. Look, Caleb Williams has 7 fourth-quarter comebacks, franchise record. Last week was the largest fourth-quarter comeback in Bears franchise history. Dude, they've been playing football in Chicago since, like, the Mayflower landed, and Caleb Williams has the largest comeback in the history of that franchise. They have 2 really good running backs that can shorten the game. They led the league in takeaways. They win this game outright. I'm telling you, I'm calling my shot. The Bears win the game outright. I'll take the points.
Matt loves the Bears. Boy Green.
Yeah, real quick before I go to the fans, the Vegas over-under line on Mayflower references were at a half before the show, so drink, everybody, in the
over
over.
right there, baby.
Thank you.
Ching.
God bless. For anyone who cashed in on that, God bless.
Way to go.
All right, let's get to the experts here. Intern Ed, Rams. Dalton Wasserman, Bears. Joe Bartle, Bears. Again, I said it before, and I will say it again. Manchild is going to go down sticking to his guns with a Rams Super Bowl team.
Yep.
He predicted it. The team of destiny, to me, seems like Chicago. You heard Matt talk about it with the fourth-quarter comebacks, which is a franchise record. No matter what the circumstances are, no matter how many points are down, Caleb Williams and this just aggressive takeover king team on defense, again, they just find ways, man. And I'm going to keep predicting this magical run continues. The Cinderella is the slipper for Cinderella. Still fits, baby. I'll take the Windy City. Chicago.
I don't like it that it's just me and Ed on the Rams, especially after that 1-5 week he had last week. Nailing it in. I got to stick with my Super Bowl teams, though. I have the Bills and the Rams, and I'm going to stick to them until they go out. That's just the way it's going to be. All right, gentlemen, so there it is, the divisional weekend round. All the picks against the spread. Everybody out there, good luck. Don't forget, if you're a fan, Boy Green, tell them how they pick.
Hell yeah, I can tell you how to pick. You can't pick much longer than you did during the regular season, but at least you improved. You had as many losses as you had wins last week. Let's see if you can do it again, baby. Down in our YouTube description down below, which again, we're here right here on YouTube at MC Show Digital. In the YouTube description down below is a direct link to our Instagram that is also at MC Show Digital. Just click the profile picture and make all your selections for all the games. And well, folks, there's 4 of them. It's going to take like 3 seconds. So make your picks. Try to think halfway about them or not. I'm not really sure what your strategy's been this season. So just pick all the picks and, prove you're smarter than the experts, even though you're not.
Here's my advice, fans. Buffalo, San Francisco, Houston, Rams. That's who you should pick.
Yeah, sure. There you go. Yeah.
All right, we'll
I'm
see.
going to go try and sneeze again, boys.
Yeah, here we go.
Yeah, do that, Matt. Matt, have a good sneeze after we're done with the video. All right, thanks, everybody, again, for watching. Good luck this weekend, and we'll be breaking it down and talking all about it next week.